How are you, Mr.
This is
President?
one of the big
Great speech. Really nice. I was telling your secretary, I was in Jordan and Israel this weekend, and you got to keep pushing what you're doing on the humanitarian stuff and all this stuff. So,
I told him, maybe I'm going to do this. I said, maybe you know I should come.
Sure, just
That might go good. That was good.
Ô, chứ không hạt không tay à? Nero, không như Nero. Boogie.
Nanti Pak, bagus Pak. Bukan ayah Pak. Balik kata.
Coming up,
New York City was stunned by a 4.8 magnitude earthquake that rattled the nation's largest city.
The entire building just moved.
This is crazy. Earthquake just shake Manhattan just now.
You're making the ground shake.
It felt like somebody was just shaking the house back and forth.
Networks interrupted programming with the breaking news.
Statue of Liberty shaking there as well. Probably both wind and quake, I would imagine.
magnitude 4.5 earthquake hits United States, impacting New York and far-reaching many places just 2 days before the solar eclipse. The Statue of Liberty was hit by lightning. Mysterious sound of thunder and rumblings was heard all throughout America. Is this just a coincidence or divine providence? Let me know, dear friends, in the comment section. NewYorkTimes.com says, a magnitude 4.8 earthquake rumbled through the northeastern United States at 10:23 a.m. on Friday, April 5. The USGS reported that the earthquake's epicenter was near White House Station, New Jersey, about 40 miles west of New York City.
Preliminary magnitude of 4.8. They say more than 42 million people probably felt this. It's centered near Lebanon, New Jersey.
If you look at the intensity map, there's where it was. There's New York. These light blue colors are people that felt the earthquake. This goes all the way out to Scranton, all the way down to Baltimore, into Delaware, all the way up into Springfield, Massachusetts, felt this earthquake. So it was a pretty big one.
Dear friends, what do you think of this rare occurrence, this earthquake? Is this just coincidence? Just happened just right before the solar eclipse? Let me hear your insights in the comment section. And what I find interesting is that secular news, like Fox News, saying that it is a Bible occurrence. It is a biblical weekend.
Absolutely brutal week of weather in the city. I mean, Degan, some of the ugliest days in memory were Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. Would you not agree?
I would say a couple of days ago, I would not have used the word biblical, but today, biblical. It's been a biblical week.
I quote, it's been a biblical week, the news says. Do you agree? April 3, New York City, nearly 60 mph. Wind gusting. Look at this lightning striking the Statue of Liberty in New York Harbor. New Yorkers were in for a shock last Wednesday, April 3, literally when a giant lightning bolt nearly struck the Statue of Liberty. From all over Manhattan, its surrounding areas, bystanders watched a giant beam of electricity of a pinkish hue take its time while striking the land near the historic monument. It was something they have never felt and seen before. Some say it was like a huge train passing by. Some say it was a huge explosion and thunder.
There was a gigantic explosion sound. And it was like, I looked around the club, there were about 75 people here, and everybody was looking around. It's like, that's not normal.
Of course, as we take a look at it here, you know, it's interesting because some people were saying it felt like a train was going by when you were talking to Maurice Dubois. Wasn't he saying he thought a train was going by, but he doesn't have a train line right next to his place?
Tremors sending cracks on driveways in Morrisville, Pennsylvania. Mysterious unexplained rumblings, testimony says, and thundery sounds are reported.
Someone I know didn't feel it, and then 15 minutes the other way, they felt it, so it's just very odd and kind of scary.
With shockwaves felt 300 miles away.
People in at least 10 states and even right here in the nation's capital experienced some shaking. The aftershocks are still coming tonight.
Millions heard that thundery sound over and over again.
Like thunder. It's the only way I can explain it. You know, I don't know. I'm anticipating hearing that thundery sound again. I don't know what that's from.
Earthquake interrupts a UN security meeting. Let us watch the reaction.
Go ahead. Education is...
Yeah.
Well, education is...
You're making the ground shake.
And they talk about the fact that it's been since the 17 and 1800s that we felt this kind of shake and this kind of magnitude earthquake in the greater New York City area. EarthCam, even capturing the Statue of Liberty. Is God sending a message to the people to go back to church?
New York, we don't have big earthquakes here.
I don't
know, but between the earthquake and the eclipse, I'm going to church this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear the force of that quake as the dog stood atop a dining room table. Another one was, you could see it wandering down below. Their owner wrote on social media, yes, our husky sleeps on the dining room table while we're not home.
In Middlesex, you could see and hear when...
Is God sending a message to the world in this very rare occurrence? Let me know your valuable insight in the comment section. Does the Bible speak of earthquakes in end time? Christ did talk about earthquake and signs in Matthew 24, and we are witnessing these signs currently, 2024, and it will be until the end of time. Matthew 24, Jesus described the general realities of the Christian era in terms of famine, pestilence, persecution, earthquake, deception, and heavenly signs. Matthew 24, verse 4 to 14. All of these events also occur in Revelation chapter 6. Revelation 6. They are the events that will take place throughout the history of God's people. Wait for the end to come. Question: so why are we experiencing these events right now? Answer: it's because these events are how God keeps the reality of the second coming fresh in our minds and in our hearts. The breaking of the sixth seal by Christ the Lamb results in cosmic and cataclysmic signs such as darkening of the sun, the moon, a falling of meteors, a disastrous earthquake, and a convulsion of the sky. These cosmic signs are reminders that bring to mind the same events foretold by Jesus in Matthew 24, verse 29 to 30, which occur at the conclusion of the tribulation of the Middle Ages. In the Old Testament, these events regularly accompany the theophany of judgment of God. And final signs are here. the second coming of Jesus must always be fresh in our minds and in our hearts. Is the second coming fresh in your mind and in your heart today? If yes, kindly type in the comment section, I have Jesus in my heart. Thank you, dear friends. Kindly share this encouraging video to all, and may we continue to preach truth in Bible prophecy.